to Ding, the perfect playlist.
Last week, Julian gave us his choices as to what would go into the perfect playlist. And this week, we have a brand new guest in Music Corner giving us their choices to scenarios that we have put to them. So what song would be playing in their head if they were living that moment?
So we should end up with an amazing playlist with loads of great tunes for all of these very specific scenarios. And if you want to find this playlist and keep up with what we add each week, you can go to Spotify and look up Ding, the perfect playlist. So please follow that playlist and let us know what you think of it. You can find us on social media, on all of the different platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, by looking up at Dingfloob, which is DINGFLOOB. So we'd love to hear from you. Some people were listening along last week to the last episode, and they let us know what songs that they would have chosen in that particular scenario, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, play along. It's an interactive podcast now. If you're just joining us, brand new to Ding, do go and check out the rest of our content, either on YouTube or on all podcasting platforms. We normally write original songs in the space of one episode. So go check it out. It's a fun time.
It's a fun time. It is a fun time.
It's a fun time.
Okay, so let me introduce our guest for this week. She is a fantastic comedian who is also currently at clown school in France, which sounds absolutely incredible. And she's also a data engineer, which is how I met her. And I'm sure that she's going to be, therefore, the most logical and also hilarious person to find songs for our perfect playlist. Please welcome Elly Shaw.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you guys?
We're good.
Very well, thank you.
Life continues.
That was such a nice introduction. I'm not sure if I will definitely be that logical or hilarious, but we'll see.
I'm sure you will. How's France?
France is lovely. I'm really enjoying the change. Every day I get out and I feel like, Beauty and the Beast vibes. It's so lovely. I keep buying baguettes.
Baguettes.
Not that happy. Yeah, I just feel so French. It's so nice. And even though it's in lockdown, I'm still going to clown school every day, so it doesn't feel too locked down.
Would you say that a baguette is the food to get if you want to feel French?
If you want to feel French, yes, but the foods that I prefer to get are like patisserie. So I'll get a baguette, but then also I'll get like a really elaborate croissant with almonds and chocolate and stuff, or like the more dramatic slice looking things like mi-foy. That's really hard to say.
Mi-foy?
Mi-foy.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
And what kind of things are you learning in clown school? Because I don't know, it kind of makes me think that you like don a red nose and some big shoes.
I don't know if that might come later. At the moment,
hopefully, fingers crossed. End of term treat.
I don't really know yet, but at the moment it's more like just really high stakes drama games, which are very stressful. But it's like really fun, but also I don't know, it feels like a lot of pressure. I enjoy it. Yeah, it's different. It's really different. Especially to data engineering.
I was going to say, quite the contrast.
So Elly, do you speak French or are you picking it up as you go?
I mean, I thought I spoke French until I got here, and then some of my classmates are fluent and I'm like, oh, I can't speak French. But I managed to book a doctor's appointment on the phone in French, which felt like a huge achievement because that was very scary. I was like, I don't like doing this in English. So that felt like, I was like, maybe I can speak French when I did that. But
that is reassuring. I feel like once I thought that I could speak French because I made an emergency phone call in French. Like I found a man passed out in France and I rang for an ambulance. And I was like, je suis sur la rue, il est un homme sur le floor. Anyway, all of this stuff. And I thought I was absolutely nailing it after I did this sort of speech in French. And then the person was like, where are you? And I was like, oh.
They knew.
Damn.
I think you sound fluent. That was legit. Sur le floor.
Yeah, that was very good.
I can't remember what floor is in French. I think learning floor is completely obsolete in another language.
What a viewpoint.
That's the topic we'll be debating today. Should people learn the word floor in another language?
This is actually our second guest joining us from a European country.
Yeah, super international.
Germany, and now we've had France.
It's like you guys are doing like a getting ready for Brexit specials. It's quite nice.
Don't worry, we can still keep in touch with our European friends, as demonstrated on Ding. Right, I think it's time for us to start talking about the perfect playlist. It's the reason we're all here today. And I thought maybe a good one to start off with is quite topical on the fact that we're on a video call right now. We're looking for the perfect song to play when you're on a video call, such as this. But I'm thinking in a formal setting, probably. When the internet cuts out.
I found a good song for this, but I'm going to find it really hard to say because there's 5 artists, which I never would have realised. It's called Where Are You Now? But the artists that it's by are Jack, You with an umlaut, Skrillex, Diplo, Biebs, and Marshmello.
Well, I don't know how that goes.
Where are you now?
I
sing to myself when it cuts out.
Please sing it to me. I can't think of any song that has a title even slightly like that I can try and remember the tune of, except for, is it Rihanna that has Where Have You Been? Is that the song? Do you know that one?
Is that a song? I think you just wrote it.
Maybe that was the Farah.
That's yours now. No, Farah, it goes like this. There it is. And the rage comes over you as you miss most of your work call.
I feel like actually, if it was a work call, I'd probably be like, oh no.
Oh no.
Go and play with my cats.
Have either of you ever pretended to freeze and crash whilst on a call in order to get out of it?
Yeah. What, just literally stay really still so it looks like you've frozen? Maybe with a quite weird face that you're pulling so that they don't believe that.
Yeah, just like that. Just like that.
And then you just surreptitiously press the leave button at the bottom.
I've never done that, but I have a comedian friend who got I want to say stage fright for an online Zoom comedy gig that she was doing. But I think she actually turned off the internet for her house. Or she might have been like, and then done it.
I feel
That's
like,
commitment.
trying to fake the freezing and the jolts of conversation, it wouldn't work if you really were in high definition and it was going really well. And they're all like, what are you doing? Well, I think that's a good choice.
Good choice, though. I haven't really had anything yet that's like a proper club tune, I'd say. Whereas that really fits the bill.
That's the vibe.
I like that choice.
That's a really good choice because it makes it's fun when the call drops if that song comes on.
Well, I was just scouring every playlist that I've ever listened to because I feel like my brain is not a good encyclopedia for the names of songs.
I am waiting for someone to come on with all of their choices and be like, I don't really know the name of the song, but it kind of goes like this. Just sing all of their options to us.
Yeah, you know that song? It's like, you know.
That's another thing about clown school. There's a lot of singing.
Really?
Well, they'll be I'll say a poem or a monologue or sing a song. And sometimes I can't think of a monologue. So I'm just go full Natasha Bedingfield. But you're doing something at the same time, something strange, like playing a ninja game or...
Okay.
You're playing a ninja game and I'm just imagining you breaking into Unwritten.
Yeah.
By Natasha Bedingfield.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly that.
Going with the moment. We haven't actually mentioned yet that both of you do stand-up. I'm the odd one out here.
So far.
But yeah, this leads quite nicely into this scenario, which is that moment when someone you don't really know that well tells a joke that is just not funny, just an awful joke. But it's not like a friend, so you can't just tell them, that was bad. It's someone you don't really know. What do you do?
But I think I'm quite mean in this regard, slash in many regards.
That's okay.
But, that kind of thing, that really stresses me out. I was going to say, me and Farah have probably seen a lot of this. Although, if people are going to be as mean as I am, I would have no friends left because I've definitely told a lot of bad jokes before. But the song I've actually chosen is Somebody I Used to Know by Gautier, because I think it's by.
Yeah.
Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Oh God, that's a good
I
one.
particularly hate like pun type, Christmas cracker type jokes, that kind of thing, especially dropped into a normal conversation. It's like, why? No. Like, just be yourself. It stresses me out. Maybe that is themselves.
That's why there's somebody that you used to know, if that's who they really are. We were nothing. Oh.
Because you can't pretend that it never happened. We all heard the terrible joke.
Yeah, we all
the
heard
lyrics
it.
fit
Exactly.
perfectly. Maybe they went for, some really immature humor and they stooped so low. This is quite the critique coming from this song.
Yeah, it's quite brutal.
It's like a full debrief. It's like, right, that was okay, but here are my notes.
This song is the kind of thing where it's like, I was listening to it on repeat in sixth form, like, yeah, that's so deep. Yeah, my feelings really match this. It's like...
I've been hurt like that. I've been hurt.
Yeah.
It's like, I've never had a boyfriend, but like, I feel that.
Like, that's what it would be like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that dream I had where I had a boyfriend and then he left me. Yeah.
Oh,
that's a good one.
I love that choice. That's a great choice. I mean, I'm now afraid that if I make any kind of bad humor in this episode, I'm going to get cut out of both of your lives.
The episode will just end and that song will be playing, Pete.
Yeah. I've never felt less funny than at clown school. Like the first 2 weeks, I was like, I am so boring. It was so I should really cut myself out.
Is that because other people there are so like eccentric or something? Why is that?
Yeah, and just like confident and impressive and creative and really funny. But it's getting a bit better.
I feel like if I stood next to a clown, I'd feel quite understated as well. Like, I'd feel like
and also
like underdressed, underconfident.
Are any of them on Ding? No. So that'll show them. Both you and I, Elly, are very much into cats. Pete, I don't know how much you're into cats. How much do you like cats?
I don't really know how much I should really be on this call. I'm really am kind of the odd one out here. But go on. I'll admit I'm a dog person, but I accept cats and cat people.
But you like pets in general?
Yeah, definitely.
I don't really know what it's like to own a dog, but definitely when you own a cat, it just sort of walks around and does what it wants. And so I don't know whether this happens with dogs, but this is a scenario where maybe you're getting changed or you've just come out the shower and then your cat or your pet walks in and is just staring at you and you feel kind of like, does it know that I'm naked? Like, a song for that moment where your pet is staring at you naked.
I think it's definitely a thing, and they do realize you're naked. I think they sense a vulnerability. Like, I think they usually walk in and they're like, "Oh,
now you're like me."
Yeah. Sometimes I think they look a bit disgusted. Sometimes I think they're like entranced. The one that I decided on was "Think About Things" by Theyve Freyer.
I love that song.
It should have won the Eurovision,
but
Eurovision was cancelled this year.
Yes.
And I think it's about his baby and how he wants to know what she thinks about stuff, but she can't speak yet. But like, works the same for cats.
Yeah.
You want to know, like, really, like, what do you rate me?
Yeah. What are your thoughts and your critiques? Any advice you've got for this bod?
Out of 10,
constructive.
what are your thoughts?
That's a really good choice. Pete, so does this happen with dogs?
Dogs, like cats, don't have much of a sense of privacy. Like they will jump on you whether you want it or not. But I feel like a dog wouldn't sit there and look at you. A dog would come up to you and like start nudging you and try and get your attention. Because I feel like cats have quite a reputation of sometimes thinking they are better than their owners. Yeah. And I feel like if they walked in and saw you naked, they would be like, finally, I've inspired you. I've inspired you to be like me.
Yeah. Look at my human trying to be like me. Or I wonder if they just think like, oh my God, like, where's all your fur gone? Like in a concerned way. I remember when my cats were like kittens and I'd be like, you're too young to see this. Like, leave. You're innocent.
Is there a watershed for pets?
Yeah.
I don't know.
How old do you think a cat can be when it can handle it?
1. They're adults from like 1.
Are they? Wow.
I think they can have babies from like 10 months.
Wow.
I think that's when cats get their first period.
Do cats have periods? I've only ever had male cats. I don't know.
Yeah, they do.
I went away to listen to Spotify for 2 seconds. And I've come back and it's turned into a cat podcast. Ding is now a cat podcast.
Ding is now a cat period podcast.
All of your unanswered cat questions. If I was picking a song for my cat watching me, what's that song where it's like, every step you take, every move you make, I'll be watching you.
Isn't that the one where like people think it's like a romantic song that they might have for their wedding or something, but it's actually about a stalker?
I guess the take-home lyric right at the end is "I'll be watching you."
Yeah.
It's not I'll be in love with you.
Maybe it's a nice thing.
Why do I have it in my head that song goes like, "I'll be watching you"?
I'll be watching you.
Watching. Is that a version, like a specific version? I don't know.
I don't know, but if
Maybe
it's not a version yet, we should make that song on Ding, and Elly should be that specific line. I'll be watching you.
Yeah.
This is a little bit of your choice. It's such a good song.
It is such a good song. The thing is, okay, when I hear this song, it makes me want to dance. So if that song came on while I was naked in front of my pet, then I would end up dancing for them as well, which maybe makes the situation weirder.
They've caught you. You might as well put on a show.
Really make it worth it for them. Make a memory.
There's a cat in my French house who doesn't like me very much, but he hasn't seen me naked yet. So maybe then.
Maybe.
That'll probably take us to the next level.
What's his name?
Oz. So I just go around the house like, Oz. And he's like, no.
I don't believe your accent.
I think this next one is one that we can all relate to after the year that we've had. This one is when you restart exercising for the first time in a long time.
This one was one that I actually thought of from my own brain without having to scroll through a playlist. So huge congratulations to me for that. But
well done.
So,
congrats.
Thank you. But what I wrote down originally was Lose My Breath by Beyonce, probably. But then I looked it up and it's Lose My Breath by Destiny's Child, actually.
Yes.
So, I thought this is an appropriate song because, I mean, I'm used to struggling and sweating and breathing heavily. That's going to be me soon because I've kind of fallen out of the habit of exercising properly apart from yoga since I moved to France. So I need to get back into it so that I can be the sexiest clown alive.
It's also got some great like military style drums at the beginning, which I feel is really motivating. So at first you're really motivated and then you actually start the exercise and in comes the heavy breathing.
Yeah, so you got this feeling like, I can do anything right now.
I can do this.
As though anyone's ever out of breath for 2 breaths. Come on.
Any song that has like a weird breath thing like that makes me want to do, this is so specific, but I don't know if you've seen, I think it's Step Up 2, The Streets, dance movie of a generation. But there's like a dance move in that where the guy is like lifting her chest like it's a breath. Whenever there's a song like that, I'm gonna do that, but solo. I was like at my like physical peak in June and July, and I didn't really see that many people. It was just sort of breaking out of lockdown then. I sort of saw a few people, but barely. And then because I started socializing more and going to picnics, I was just eating like crisps all the time again, and not exercising as much. So then I just became the beautiful big sexy mama that you see before you today.
I think you look great, Elly.
Thank you.
Who can blame you? Picnic food, because it's possibly the best form of food out there.
Yeah.
I find it really funny when people show up with like punnets of strawberries and blackberries and blueberries, and I'm just there like,
no.
Oh, I did not get the memo. And it's just like, massive like bread, hummus, like Pringles.
If it's not beige, it's not a proper picnic food.
Yeah.
When I lived with Farah and Ehsaan earlier this year at the Ding residency, Farah actually convinced me to come on a run with her, to go on one of her runs. And it was the first time I think I'd done any cardio in about 3 months. And yeah, I thought I was going to die.
Do you know what's really funny is that you were so good at acting like you were fine. I really didn't have any indication that you were struggling that much. And then, so we did it and I was kind of like, oh, this is going well. Pete's just nailing this. And then he never went on another one with me again. So I was like, oh.
How far did you go?
Got back.
Not super far.
It can't have. It must have only been like 2K in total. It was like nothing. But then we got back to the house, and Farah like went in, made some lunch. I think I was outside on the tarmac for like 45 minutes. I was still out of breath.
I was like, Pete's still outside. Is he okay?
The power of peer pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
I need some
motivates you. What a great 2K. Well done. You're sweating.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
You got your heart rate going. You got your, Destiny's Child mandated 2 out of breath breaths. So
our final scenario, I feel like, is the polar opposite of this. And that is the euphoria, or maybe not. We'll see how you interpret the scenario. But that feeling when your takeaway arrives.
It is the opposite. You're right. I can see what you mean thinking like, how did I interpret this? Because I was coming at it from 2 different angles. Like I was like, I'm always the most happy probably before I opened it. And then I open it and I'm always disappointed. I don't think I've ever found like actually good takeaway. Like it's very rare. And then whatever one I find that's good, I feel like I never find that one again. So I've ended up going with the excitement, the like anticipation when it arrives, happiness feeling. Nice. So I've gone with What a Girl Wants by Christina Aguilera. Which, just in some moments it is really what a girl wants. I barely ever get takeaways ordered, but if I do, I will get like £30 worth of food that ends up taking like 3 or 4 meals. And I'm just there like, I'm definitely the person pretending there's somebody else in the house.
I mean, it's perfect. It comes in Tupperware. It's ready to be stored for your future meals.
Exactly.
It's what it's meant for.
I had a friend at work who used to do like takeaway Fridays and have like a takeaway and wine with his girlfriend. It was like a special treat and it sounds really nice, but I've never sort of had this kind of thing. Like it's more of, it's like always a low point.
Yeah. It's when I'm disorganized and tired and I can't be bothered. I once ordered a pizza that was like really soggy, but also the person who had been carrying the pizza didn't carry it flat. They'd like carried it vertically. So when I opened the box, it was just like, it had like flopped down in like a puddle. It was like an oily puddle. It was like used to be a pizza that like folded in on itself.
Oh my God.
It was so bad.
The worst kind of calzone.
No, it's just like the memory of a pizza. Yeah, you ate it with a sort of a spoon and a maybe a knife.
Oh my God.
A pizza should never have to be eaten with a spoon.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Elly, because that has absolutely been a wild ride. I feel like I've experienced all the emotions. It's really given us great songs to add to the playlist. So
absolutely.
So fun. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Elly. Thanks to all of our listeners this week. That was another great episode of Ding, the Perfect Playlist. Absolutely loved those choices. So yeah, feel free to come and check out and follow the playlist on Spotify.
Yes, and if you want more Ding-related content, you can follow us on social media at Dingfloob, DINGFLOOB. And next week, we will have a brand new guest in the Music Corner hot seat, giving us their choices. So make sure you tune in for that. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess that's everything. We should probably wrap this up. This would be that perfect moment to like fake a frozen screen. Don't you think, Pete? Pete?